Hi, how's everybody doing? Thanks for tuning in to Wicked Warnings, your number one source for construction and emergency safety, strobe lighting, and LEDs for cars, vans, trucks, buses, SUVs, bicycles, tricycles. Nice 2021 Ford Super Duty F-350 Lariat, like what you're looking at right here. What we have here is a dedicated snow fighting rig. You can notice that by the big Boss headache rack underneath the front bumper. This truck's getting outfitted to go to work this winter. And we worked closely with the customer to give them exactly what they wanted. This is a custom package built with the customer to his specifications. So we have in the front, what you're looking at is our HAW Duo, our HAW Duo. Now that light is often used as an internal light inside of an OEM lens. But as you can see, the small 1-inch round footprint allows you to back mount it where you have very little room for other lights, particularly in the fog bezel on this Super Duty. There's not a very good flat spot on the fog bezel, but there is a nice spot in the center there where you can drill a 1-inch hole and back mount the LD version of our HAW Duo in any of the colors. We have all of the colors that are available. It gets you a nice, powerful, side-facing flash right down there by the fog light. You can see here that flash does reflect back fairly well forwards off of the lens of the fog light and the bezel itself, but the primary focus of those lights is side warning. While we're looking at the front, take notice of our auto flasher kit flashing the OEM roof lights. Now that is a wire cut kit. You cut a single wire right there in the passenger A-pillar. It's very easy to do, takes about 20 minutes, and that allows you to flash in unison all 5 of the roof lights. If you'd like to tip the front of the headliner down and isolate out light number 2 and 4, you can split up those roof lights as well and flash them alternatively if you desire. We prefer to flash them as a unit. I think it actually gives a better, bolder effect, flashing all 5 together as one, because they are a little smaller, and this is my by far favorite pattern for that roof light. I think it's the most effective at all distances. We've tried several, walked away, looked at them from far away, and this one is the one that I think works the best. And that is, again, our Wicked Auto Flasher module, single wire cut, very fast install, passenger A-pillar on those roof lights. Now here you can see our side shot. Now this is probably the most important view for a plow truck, because most of the time, if you see the plow in the front of the truck, you already know that there's danger coming, there's a plow truck there. But oftentimes you're 90 degrees to the vehicle that's plowing, like this, whether that truck is backing out of a driveway, backing out of a business, clearing snow. A lot of times you're coming up on a plow sideways, just like this, at about 90 degrees. So one of the first things we always recommend with a plow is these back corner lights underneath the tail light. Those give you great coverage when you're backing out and allow drivers to see all the way 180 degrees along the side exactly where your rear bumper is. You can see how that front light in the front bumper complements this. Now we can get a real clear picture of exactly how wide this vehicle is if it happened to be a dark parking lot without any lighting. You can also see in there we have our Thin-X LIN. Now that's in amber flashing in the badge. The unique thing about this particular build is we also have one switch for amber warning. This will be the predominant switch that's used while plowing. We also have another switch to add in or to do singly just the white warning. So I don't know if you can notice, but when I added the white warning in, you can tell the white forward-facing mirror lights came on, and as well as the white portion of the Thin-X light illuminated. Now, as I said, you can illuminate just the white by itself, or you can illuminate it with the amber as we have done here. You can see now that I've turned off the amber switch, we're left with the white mirrors and the white on the badges. So it's up to the user whether he wants to run the amber, the white, or a combination of both. Here you can see the white mirrors. Now that's our Wicked Warnings Auto Flasher kit on the white mirror lights. You do need to have those factory white mirror lights to use this kit, and you can tell that because of the rectangular switches just above your headlight rotary knob that illuminate those steady white lights. Now that is a plug-and-play kit. We are able to offer that with the connections that fit right underneath the dashboard, and it does not affect, like the roof, does not affect OEM function at all. When you're not in strobe mode, you absolutely have OEM usage of those lights. Here's your front shot with both amber and white illuminated. You can see the mirrors as well as the roof and the fog light pockets there. Here's a little better shot showing that badge, Thin X. Now that's our Thin X LED in amber and white right now, but it is selectable. As we've shown, you can do amber, you can do white, and you can also flood steady that Thin X, as we show here. This particular truck also has a switch. We've marked all flood, and we've chosen to flood white the Thin X LED in the badges, as well as the forward-facing white mirrors, as well as the sound-off signal 3-inch amber white mpower underneath the back taillight there. You'll notice that the amber flashing stopped and the flood white overtook that in flood white mode. Now you can see when we return back to amber only operation how our badges are now amber only and our rear light is amber only as well. Let me show you about the back of the truck in amber only operation. Another extremely important part of snowplow trucks, rear facing lighting. As you can see here, we have our 15.5-inch Thin X strip. Now that's an amber and white strip, very much similar to the Thin X in the badges. As you can see, we're running just the amber. I chose a triple flash full strip alternation to give it the biggest, boldest punch of alternating amber that we could, because this is the only rear-facing amber we have on this particular build. As you can see, we've incorporated the white on the white switch in the Thin X strip under the tailgate as well. So you can run this particular warning on the Thin X strip in the amber white, or again, like in front, we have the option of white only. Now we were asked also to flash the cargo light on this vehicle, but to put it on a separate circuit completely by itself, and we did that. So, as you can see, we have our Wicked Warnings auto flasher on that cargo light, and also using the method in our instructions, we are able to grab the tailgate handle key light there as well. Now those three lights are synchronized. They all flash together. There is no way to alternate at this time the tailgate and the cargo. But if you like this display, the Wicked Warnings auto flasher module is a single wire cut on the passenger sill plate. Very easy to put in, full instructions included for that cargo modification. Here you can see with the amber and the white switch illuminated, basically full bore, everything running here as far as warning as well as the cargo. Now, as I said earlier, that all flood switch that floods the side-facing sound-off M-powers there underneath the taillights also floods the 15.5 Thin X strips. That all flood is tied into the strips, the sound-off, the Thin X in the badges, and the forward-facing white mirrors. Very useful for loading a trailer, working around the truck, just any general lighting right near and around the truck. You can see on the wall there a little bit how the sound off is casting that light right there on the white wall, so you can see what kind of output you're getting out of the sound off 3-inch. And we have a decent output out of these 15.5s. I say it's more than enough to light up a 2-car garage quite easily. In other previous videos, I've filmed the output in a dark shop. I just can't do that right now because it's bright outside. And when it's bright outside, it's bright in here due to the skylights. Speaking of bright, did anybody notice the S2 Baja designs that we mounted right there by the hitch? I bet you noticed them now. We have those on a separate switch as well. That's going to be your primary rear flood warning on this build, separately switched. It's a pair of Baja S2 with the flood work lens on them. A very nice all-around light, very powerful, and mounts up in there quite nicely. Here you can see how we mounted those Baja S2s. We flipped the bracket around and we mounted it right to the hitch itself. We ran the wiring up behind it. This keeps those lights behind the bumper, so hopefully any rear end accidental collisions would not affect the lights too badly. It also keeps them up above and in front of the hitch, so I'm hoping road spray and the salt and the garbage from the back tires is going to predominantly stay off of them, being that the hitch is in the way. That's the goal anyway, but it is a plow truck, and to be realistic, every time you have a plow truck, anything you hang under the rear bumper or you put on the step is in one of the most caustic environments possible. So, being that, that's why we use the Baja Designs lights here. They're extremely durable, extremely high quality, and I hope they live a long, happy life right there on that hitch. Speaking on mounting, you can see here our 15.5 strips. They're mounted with the included 3M tape. We did, of course, use the Primer 94, and we cleaned very well before we did that. And I myself personally do put a little bit of RTV as an extra layer of adhesion. I put it in the center and on each end. That's easily cleaned off later if you did decide to remove it, and it gives you 3 more points of extra adhesion, including with the 2 3M strips that are already applied on the light. I haven't had any fail yet, knock on wood for that, and hopefully this is going to work out quite well. Here you can see the sound off 3-inch mpower. That's an amber white unit we mounted underneath the tail light in that location that we often mount a T3 or a LIN 6 or a LIN 8. Several lights will fit in that location, and they are all extremely effective. So if you want a different color, different style, feel free to shop around. Even a mini thin would fit in that location. Here we have our Thin X mounted in the side badge. Now we went ahead and tinted that light by request here before we installed it, so you can see how it's smoked out and basically disappears. That's our Thin X in amber white. We do have a DIY video exactly how to take those badges out, how to mount that light, and how to get this end result. Very easy install. Quite easy to run the wiring underneath the hood. Don't be intimidated. You can handle this with a novice level of knowledge as far as automotive installation. And here we have our back-mounted HAW Duo LD. You can see there we drill a 1-inch hole right dead center in that recessed area. Now you can kind of see what I meant about not really having a good flat spot for a mount for a light there. This is all curved. This is all curved. This is quite small. And this is curved here in the front here, right along here as well. So the 1-inch hole works very effectively right there. And we back mount that and glue it in place with RTV silicone and run the wiring right up behind the headlight to underneath the grill. Quite easy, quite simple. I would say that that is an amateur level install to accomplish that. And lastly, here we have our Mini 6 switch. I chose this mount to get it up and to the left, and also because there was already a plow mount here for the headlights, so we wanted to take advantage of this open space up here. You can see here how we have this particular one programmed with the included lights, or the included labels that come with it. We have an amber switch, a white switch. We have the rear flood, which runs those big Baja S2s. We have the all flood, which was running the steady white I showed you earlier. We have a plow lights, which is later going to replace the lower plow switch, I believe. A customer requested that. And we have Chase Cargo. That's for the cargo light in the back. Now this is ran directly off the battery. As you can hear, there's no engine running, no key action. And that's so he can run this system anytime he wishes. And this particular controller, very easy to shut down and turn everything off. Thanks again for watching Wicked Warnings. Be sure to check the video description for links to all of these products, and we'll try to include a little breakdown of exactly what you need in the description, and we'll turn this into something you can purchase. Thanks again for watching Wicked Warnings. We'll speak to you more on the next video.